No, I'm just kidding. Happy Memorial Day, guys. I was gonna be DIYing a ceiling fan for my wife, my honey-do list. So I figured I'd just make a quick video and show y'all how I do that. It's not new to me. I've done them in the past. I haven't done a bunch, but I've done enough and I'm comfortable with them and I've had a lot of success with them. So I'll show y'all how to get that done. So first thing is to pop this cover off. You twist it counterclockwise usually, and then they pop right off. Once you get that cover off on this particular light fixture, you're gonna take out this screw, and then there's another one back here, and that's gonna allow this plastic piece to come down. That's what it looks like after you get the plastic piece off. Now we need to shut the breaker off. I'm working in the master bedroom, breaker 7. Breaker 7. And the lights are off in the master bedroom. I can't find any of my like 12 tripods, so I'm having to hold the phone. But anyway, next you need to take that screw and that screw out. After you remove those 2 screws, the whole fixture comes down. All right. And now, even though I've shut off the breaker, I still like to use a multimeter to check and make sure there's no voltage. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. You can Google it, it's not that hard. But yeah, my next step is to use a multimeter to check for power before you go to, no, I'm just kidding, before you go to touching shit. After you've confirmed that there is no voltage, just unscrew the wire nuts and take the light fixture down. And then take it off. So now take your screws and we're gonna install this piece. That's what that sumbitch needs to look like when you're done. If you read the instructions, it says to center this. So that's what I've done. And you want these pretty snug, all right? You obviously don't want it to dig into the sheetrock, but you don't want it to fall. So that's what it looks like installed. Next step is the down rod. Pull that ground wire through. Pull this keeper out of the clevis pin. Take your clevis pin out. This piece on the base, like that. On it like this. Run the wires from the fan motor through your down rod this way. Pull them on through. Now, you loosen those set screws and you push this down until the holes line up and you put your clevis pin and the keeper pin back in. And then you tighten your set screws. I'm gonna do that now. So this is what it looks like finished. I've already tightened the set screws and the jam nuts. This is what the other side of the clevis pin looks like with the keeper pin in it. And then just go ahead and slide that piece down over it, like so. When you go to hang this in that bracket up top, you need to make sure you line the slot up. Oof, there's the slot. And there's a corresponding slot on that bracket up there. That's important. All right, so it's hung up in here. It just sits in there with the slot. And now we're gonna wire nut all these together. I'm sure some professional out there is gonna say not to use wire nuts. I'm not an electrician, but this house is brand new and it came originally equipped with wire nuts, so I'm going back in with wire nuts. But I'll show y'all how to do that. The next step though is to trim your excess off with some dikes. Go ahead and strip your ends however you want with whatever method you wish. So in this case, there is a green wire attached to the down rod. There's one attached to the bracket, and there's a bare copper wire that comes from the ceiling. You're gonna wire all 3 of those together in this instance. I'm gonna do that real quick. Just like that, and then tuck it back up in there. Now, Now, the blue wire from the fan, the black wire from the fan, and the black wire from the ceiling get wired together. Just like that. Now, all that's left is the white wire from the ceiling and the white wire from the fan, and those get wired together. Then you just button it up, install your cover, put your fan blades on, plug everything in. It's pretty self-explanatory from there. Now, the reason I wired it the way I did is because I'm using the pull chains and a single wall switch, but if you ever don't know or are unsure, you should definitely consult an electrician. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody out. Y'all have a happy Memorial Day.